Good morning, Bill. Good morning, good friend. Thank you for being here so early, Bill. Good morning to Anthony. Good morning, HP. Good morning, Aggie. Good morning, Ron. Derek. Good morning, Sir D. Nerds. Nerdy. I remember back in the day when I thought, Nerdy should start a church. Little did I know he did. The guy went and helped with a couple of other guys. They started a church. Way to go. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Herbie. Good morning, Joey D. Mellow, your Megamon. Good morning. What time is it in Jamaica right now? Nerdy, I'm really proud of you guys. You and Derek and HB. Did I mention that I was proud of you guys? Well, I certainly am. Good morning, everybody. 9:06, so you're the same time I am. You're Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry for the slightly late start this morning. Excuse me. And I have to be out of here by about 10:05 today. So you guys don't have to put up with me till 10:30 today. I have a class at 10:30, online class. So I'll be off at just a few minutes after 10 at the latest. Give me a little bit of prep time to get ready for my class. I just have a couple of things to brush up on. But, oh boy, what's going on here? Live chat. Can I see the chats? Huh. I don't see my chats. Uh-oh. You guys, I might have to start over here. My chat has disappeared. I'm getting no chats. Huh. Okay, there they are. Okay, came back. No, that's wonderful. It is a good start to the day. Good morning, everybody. There, Higgs. Gotta get to class. Gotta get to class. Santa Mu won last week on Friday. I just got the package in the mail yesterday. So if you're watching your tracking, it should show in transit sometime today. Oh, it's a different prize. This is something from HB. Okay. Okay. Mr. Phillips, you're the reason. We're all the reason for the season. There, I think I'm good. I see all the comments now. Good morning, everybody. So Mello won something and gifted it to Santa. That's sweet. That's kindness. That is kindness. I love regifters. Did anybody do yesterday's assignment? Did anybody find something to give away yesterday? Did anybody give something away yesterday? Diminished a little bit. Did they? Did anybody diminish a little yesterday? I practiced what I preach. I did 2 things, not 5. Excuse me. Oh, that's a good one, Mr. Phillips. Oh, Joe. No, that doesn't count. No, Joe. No. No, Jojo. No, Jojo. Yeah, we gave away a couple of things. Yep. I gave away a digital microscope. I gave away a digital microscope. And I gave away 30 empty agar plates, 100 millimeter agar plates. So somebody's gonna get get their agar going. And they were, Pops, which kind do you think I should use? And I said, I'll tell you what kind. The kind I'm sending you. Try these. Okay? HB gave away a bong, microdoses, and mushroom honey. There you go. There you go. Nerdy, I really want like a really laboratory grade microscope. But you know, I found in my myco practices, which are pretty basic, I really don't use a microscope. I don't really use a microscope. They just look cool in the laboratory. Practice giving stuff away, you guys. Something that you haven't used in a while and someone else can use it. Boop it to them. Right, owners, we really don't need a microscope in our business, do we? That's true, Nerdy. That's true. Okay, let's get started today. Lovely day today. Actually, it's not. It's oh yeah. Oh yeah. Foggy. It feels like I'm in London today. It feels like I'm in London. Fog sitting right over the top of everything. Basically, I'm living in a cloud. There's a cloud all around my house right now. Fog's a funny thing. Fog has a lot of beauty, especially if you get some light piercing through it. Hey, you guys are fogged up over there? There's supposed to be one more big winter storm coming through tonight and tomorrow, according to the weather report. They said get ready for 8 to 12 inches of snow. Wow, let's just pretend it's a Pink Floyd concert, and that's... Waz, is the fog from a fog machine, or is it from a lot of cannabis getting smoked up? Which is it? Combo. It's a combo. I should show you guys. Let me show you how foggy it is. Probably won't get a good picture of it. Fog City. Very foggy. Good morning, everybody. You saw the lurker out there, Sammy P? Fog's kind of fun, isn't it, Sammy? Okay, we're going to get started. I have to be gone by 10. Maybe I can sneak a little past 10, but not much. I have a 10:30 class today online, and I want to just refresh. I already took care of all my assignment, but I'm that kind of guy that likes to get to school early and refresh myself so I'm ready for anything the teacher could ask. Anybody, who else likes to get to class early? Who's another get to class? I know Higgs is the type. He's the last one in the door. Back when Higgs and I were going to school, Higgs was always the last one in the door. I'm like the type that I like to get in there early. Nippy goes to work early. I'm an earlier guy. You wouldn't know it by the time I show up at tea. But I'll get a little anxious if I feel like I'm going to be late to something. Okay? Lost. I'm that type. Nerdy likes to get there early so he can pick seats. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your seat. Or pick your nose. Nippy, I don't want to claim anxiety. So I refuse to label myself anymore with anxiety. But I do get a little if I feel like I'm going to be late. Cyber, what's this now? You used to teach Psych 101 in a lecture hall of 340. That's a big group. And you made sure you got there early. Okay, Kim, that's creepy. Good morning, Bubblegum Kilo. Silverback gorillas. Boy, are those amazing animals. Silverback gorillas can lift over 1,750 pounds. 1,750 pounds. So basically, if you're starting a weightlifting team, no, silverback gorillas are not allowed to compete in the weightlifting competitions. 1,007, that's close to a ton. Wow. That's a strong animal. Don't mess with the silverback. The Greenland shark. The Greenland shark has been documented to live up to 272 years. But scientists believe they could live several hundred years more. 272 years. Who was the first person to say, okay, let's watch this shark? And then they had their son, and then their grandson, and then their great-grandson, and then did a whole family watch? 272 years. How do you document that? Tagged it? Do they tag it and then they catch it later? How do you document 272 years? Greenlandic sharks. Hippopotamuses secrete a pinkish sweat, which works as a natural sunscreen. Pinkish. I've never seen a pink hippopotamus before. Maybe I just didn't see one sweating. Hippopotamuses have a saying, don't let them see you sweat. Pink sweat, that is. What's the longest tail documented on a house cat? Take a guess. House cat. Longest tail documented. Which one? I mean, how long? What do you think? Carnivorous is saying a 3-footer? That's pretty long. That would be long. Come on, you guys. 3 feet is crazy. Stop it. Stop it with the 3 foot. What do you... No, it's not 29 inch. No. The house cat with the longest tail is Mr. Pugsley Adams from Mound, Minnesota. 18.5 inch tail. There you go, Mr. Marmaras. 18.5 inch tail. Of course, the cat happens to be a Maine Coon cat. Maine Coon. I have a niece, nephew and a niece. Niece-in-law, nephew, niece-in-law, that have a Maine Coon cat. What a pretty cat. The thing is as big as their dog. It's a huge, huge cat. I have to ask her to measure her cat's tail. And I'm going to find out if it's anything close to Mr. Pugsley Adams' tail. Maine Coon. Amazing. What a pretty, pretty animal. And this one, like, thank goodness it's not mean. This is the sweetest, just purr cat you've ever seen. All she wants to do is snuggle. Sea otters. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep. How cute is that? Don't float away when we go to sleep, honey. How cute is that? They hold hands while they sleep. Oh gosh, that's adorable. Yeah, if anybody's gonna drift away, we're all drifting. Gosh, I like that. I don't hold anybody's hand. Ruffy though, Ruffy likes to lay against me. I call it PSI. He gives me PSI. Pounds of pressure per square inch. He loves to put a little pressure on me. It's just like, okay, he's there. And sometimes I'm like, okay, dude, move. And then I'll scooch him over. 2 minutes later, he's scooched right back. Here comes PSI. Yeah, here it comes, PSI in me. I was like, bro, give me some space. Derek Anderson, dogs think their spot on the bed is right in the middle. Yeah. He scooches onto me, and then I'm like, all right, it's cute, I like it. And then after a while, I'm like, scooch off, dude. I love my Ruffy. No Excedrin is necessary. That's right, Ronnie. I have a 1-dog night. Every night of the year. No Excedrin necessary. Woodpecker tongues actually wrap around the back of their brain. So when they're pecking away for insects, it doesn't result in concussions. I wonder if football players could do that. You know what I mean? You're going to go into concussion protocol. No. I didn't get a concussion. I wrapped my tongue around the back of my brain. I didn't get a concussion. What are you talking about? Woodpecker's one of my favorite birds. I love a woodpecker. I love excuse me. Walking through the woods and you hear the knocking. You know what I'm talking about? your Boston lumps on his lap. He has to get him to move sometimes because he loses circulation. I get it. He puts your leg to sleep. Excuse me. Oh, HP. HP fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. Excuse me. HP cracks me up his interplay with JCIA. Jesus Christ. God, that is so creepy. Jesus, I didn't read that. I didn't read that. Okay. I'm waiting till the comment floats all the way up before I look back at the screen. I'm not reading that. Okay? You're so out of control. Oh, you have them in your backyard page? That's cute. Yeah, HP, he is pushing the boundaries this morning, but you know, you're sort of you sort of gig him in that direction. Let's be honest. Okay? A rooster's call can reach 140 decibels. You know, that's really loud. Like, that's a jet engine. I think jet engines are even a little less. In the anatomy of the rooster, they protect their ear canals with plug-like flaps. I'm getting ready to cuckoo. No, what do they say? Cock-a-doodle-doo! I'm getting ready to cock-a-little-doo. Take it easy, Jesus. I'm getting ready to cock-a-little-doo, but I need to protect my ears first. So I drop my ear flaps. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Sloths can hold their breath underwater longer than dolphins. First of all, what's a sloth? How did a sloth end up underwater? I thought they just hung upside down in trees and let moss grow on them. Good morning, Dirty. Good morning. A sloth can hold their breath underwater longer than dolphins. They've been recorded going as long as 40 minutes before resurfacing. 40 minutes. What happened to Slothy? Oh, he's okay, don't worry. He's down there. Dirty, you're going to notice a bunch of people giving you chocolate donuts. Putting your name in the comment and then chocolate donuts. When you're first here and people recognize your name for the first time, we give you chocolate donuts. You can do anything you want with them. What's fun is if you hold on to a couple of them and you come around often enough that you see someone new and you give one of your chocolate donuts to that new person. Okay? It's a way we share. Sloths, 40 minutes before resurfacing. That's craziness. Oh, wow. This is a weird story. There is an ant species that only exists between 63rd and 76th Street along Broadway in New York City. What happens if one of the ants go over to 62nd Street? What happens? You're not allowed over there. We can only be between 63rd and 76th Street. What about an ant baby that doesn't know the rules yet? What do you do with those? It's a black eye. How do you do that? I mean, first of all, who discovered it? And who figured out what the boundaries were? Who? Oh, Dirty, that's nice to know. Oldest cat on record. How old was the oldest cat on record? Go. What do you think? Oldest cat on record. How old did that cat last? How old did the cat last till? How old do you think? The cat's name was Cream Puff. Cute name. Cream Puff. What do you think? Older than 32. Santam got it. Santam Sharon got it. Lived to be 38 years and 3 days. 38 years and 3 days. Wow. So that cat probably had more than 9 lives. Yeah, Aaron's thinking the same thing I am. He's like dull. He's an 18 lifer. No, it's what it says here, Joe. Yeah, you wonder what if they fed it, right? Like I told us at the very beginning of this morning, Pops needs to be out of here by 10:05 today, okay? So let's jump over to, I'm going to read a couple of quotes to you guys. I'm going to read a couple of quotes, and then we're going to get into today's verse of the Tao Te Ching. I'm already bummed out because there's only like 30 verses left. I love the verses. Today's verse has a lot to do with not being judgmental. I'm going to read a couple of quotes that I came across. I don't judge you because I don't know you personally and your story or what you've been through. I have my own shortcomings and failures. We're all human, flawed, and in need of grace. Only God sees the full picture and knows the heart. It's not my place to condemn when I too need forgiveness daily. I'd rather extend understanding than add to someone else's burden. Everyone is on their own journey, and I'm not here to decide how far along they should be. We are all different. Don't judge. Understand instead. Please try not to judge how someone is dealing with a pain you have never experienced. Don't judge me. You know my name, but you don't know my story. Don't judge. Nobody has it easy. Everybody has problems. You never know what other people are going through. So before you start judging or criticizing or mocking others, remember that everybody is fighting their own battle. You seriously have no idea what people are dealing with in their personal life. So just be nice. It's that simple. Keep it simple. Don't judge a person without full understanding of the situation. Just because you don't agree doesn't mean you're right. True. Self-control is strength. Calmness is mastery. You have to get to a point where your mood doesn't shift based on the insignificant actions of others. Don't allow others to control the direction of your life. Don't allow your emotions to overpower your intelligence. Don't judge what you don't understand. Judging a person does not define who they are. It defines who you are. Don't dwell on what others think of you. Most people have no clue what you had to go through to become the person you are today. It's their loss if they can't appreciate the real you. I'll leave you with this one. Go ahead. Judge me. Just remember to be perfect for the rest of your life. Go ahead, judge me. Just remember to be perfect the rest of your life. Good morning. 51st verse. 51st verse of the Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu, Chinese philosopher, 2,500 years ago. The way connects all things, all living beings, to their source. It springs into existence, unconscious, perfect, and free. It takes on a physical body, lets circumstances complete it. Therefore, all beings honor the way, and value is virtue. They have not been commanded to worship the Tao and do homage to virtue, but they always do so spontaneously. The Tao gives them life. Virtue nurtures and nourishes them. It rears and it shelters and it protects them. The Tao produces, but it does not process. The Tao gives without expecting. Anybody hearing the verses, the 4 agreements in here? The Tao gives without expecting. The Tao fosters growth without ruling. This is called a hidden virtue. This passage encourages you to discover that quality within you that protects, nurtures, and shelters automatically without ruling. Consciously living by hidden virtue probably means changing many of the ways in which you see your role in the grand scheme of things. A natural starting point would be the way you explain the mystery of how life begins. If you had to describe your creation, you'd most likely say that you originated through an act of commingling between your biological parents. If that's the only explanation for your existence, then it excludes the spontaneity and the mystery that living by hidden virtue offers you. Operating in this new way expands and redefines your conception and birth. And the world changes as a result of your modified viewpoint. Living by hidden virtue allows you to get the most out of life because it means seeing that it's a choice and a responsibility to decide how you're going to spend it. Not living by hidden virtue, on the other hand, ensures that your role in a family or culture is assigned at birth, with predetermined expectations about how you should and will function. Your days become filled with stressful attempts to please those to whom you're biologically related. This could not be more true in my case. My formative years were spent trying to meet the expectations what I perceived my family's expectations of me were. I wasn't a free kid. I was a kid with a lot of expectations put on me. You're expected to do this, and you're expected to do that, and you're expected to climb this high, and you're expected to get A's, and you're expected to get scholarships, and you're expected, and you're expected. And then you add your own expectations. Those are the outside ones that you perceive. Well, those are your formative years. Those are your formative years. So you don't know any better. The people that have hooked your attention, your parents, your siblings, your teachers, your ministers, your doctors, your coaches, they all have these expectations of you. And it may not be what you're supposed to be at all. We have to watch that with our own children. I'm asking parents here today, including me. The expectations that we put on our children are going to be poison later on. Support what they all are already. Let them be who they are, not who you think they should be, because it's a reflection of you. I'm speaking to you from experience. My little guy, Brock, he lived with heavy doses of expectation from me. I didn't know any better. I was dosed with heavy expectations. Well, of course, that's how I'm supposed to raise mine. Wrong. It was a lot of poison. Parenting is extremely hard, but it gets so much easier when you back off. You still make sure that they cross the street looking both ways, and you still make sure that they go to school, and you still make sure that they're living ethically, and that you teach them right and wrong. But to put expectations, you're supposed to be this good at a sport. You're supposed to be this good in a subject. You're supposed to be this. It's not what kids need to hear from us. And yet we do it. We do it subconsciously because it was done to us. The son has no expectations from me. It fosters growth without ruling. Are you doing that with your children? Fostering growth without being a dictator in your home. Your days become filled with stressful attempts to please those to whom you're biologically related. Do you know until I was 60 years old, I tried to please my brother? My brother didn't like marijuana. So I turned into a liar to please my brother. I don't smoke weed. Used to. The car's smelling like weed. But I'll lie and pretend I'm something I'm not to please my biological connection. Lie. And there's other lies that you tell too. You lie to yourself, but you definitely lie to people around you. Just to please them. You were taught that. Can you imagine 60 years old and you still care? I remember when I was 60, I was finally like, yeah, bro, I smoke weed. Oh, that's smoke weed. That's what I do. Pretty freeing. If he doesn't like me just because I smoke weed, that's a him problem. Until I had told the truth, it was my problem. Is anybody getting what I'm saying? Does anybody pretend they're something they're not or have? Maybe we're better at it today. But pretending we're something we're not so people will like us, accept us, just so I could hang around them? In the past, it's so freeing not to now. Well, what is this Tao crap that you're talking about all the time? It's a new way of life, brother. It's seen through the eyes of a baby. If you ever want to talk about it, I'll be glad to share what I can with you. Well, that's a bunch of blah, 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 blah. Not to me. You experience the nagging self-criticism that you're disappointing a parent or a guardian or a grandparent or a friend, along with unsettling desires to be free of the pressure of your gender or your placement in a designated family. Middle child. The first two got all the attention. The middle two, not so much. The last two, we had 6, were babied and free little birds. The parents were over raising kids by number 4. You're right in the middle. You're begging for attention all the time. Just by the fact of my birth placement. Be careful in your own families. We naturally fall into these patterns of recognizing our children based off of their birth placement. Be careful with that. Trying to operate within this belief system can keep you trapped in an unpleasant and intolerable role of servitude and obsequiousness. Birth order is a thing. The 51st verse of the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu asks you to expand your vision and begin to see yourself as a creation of the Tao, not a creation of your mom and dad. Honor them. Support them. When they get older, they're going to be your children. My mom became my child of the last 8 years of her life. I took care of Mom. She took care of me when I was young. I took care of her when she got old. But my real source was the Tao. If I can move past just the biological source, my whole world vision changes. Imagine that tiny seedling that was you didn't come from another particle, but that it came from an invisible source. And this source that sprung you into existence, which we call the Way, has no preconceived doctrine dictating what you should do, whom you should listen to, where you should live, and how you should worship. I learned those things from my family, from my biological connections. If I had seen my source as being of the Tao, none of that pressure would have existed. The source, which is your great mother, has no investment in the choices you make during your individual journey. Your parents do. Your brother wants to think, oh, my brother's like as cool as I am. They're worrying that how your behaviors are going to reflect on them. The Tao doesn't. Change my source of being. Change where I came from as point of view, and all of this changes. Does that make sense? Your mother, which is the source, has no investments in the choice you make during your individual journey. It knows that the seedling that was you is perfect and free to complete itself in any way it chooses. Wow. Wait, you mean if I just change my viewpoint of my source, I'm free to do anything I choose without judgment from the world and those that I grew up with? Yeah, that's what happens. The mother, which is the Tao, has no expectations of you. It has no demands of you. It has no battles or wars for you to fight. It has no history for you to live up to. You gotta be as good as this guy. The Chinese refer to this hidden entity that brought you into existence as Te. T-E. I'm referring to Te here as virtue or character. Jonathan Starr's translation of the Tao Te Ching interprets this verse as the following. Though Tao gives life to all things, Te is what cultivates them. Te is that magic power which raises and rears them, completes and prepares them, comforts and protects them. Te then is the virtue that's deep within all of creation. This isn't a force that guarantees the physical shell will never die. It's more like a characteristic that allows you to move through the material world in your body, perfectly aligned with the creative source that originated you. Helen Keller was speaking of this very thing when she stated, security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature. The 51st verse is about learning to trust by changing your view of life to include hidden virtue. It's about seeing yourself as a member of a family of oneness. Not just the biological family that you're born into, but of all humanity being one. We all have the same parents. We all have the same mother. I'm going to have a really hard time throwing a rock at you, bombing you, murdering your children, if we all came from the same mother. It's a lot easier when you came up from a different biological source than I did. That's the fault of human thinking. Us against them. It's about feeling your total freedom to produce without possessing, and to keep from becoming a possession yourself. Keep. Yes, Kim, I think siblings definitely fight. But because we think we're all coming from a certain biological source, and then we add birth order in there. Take all of that out, and I don't know that siblings would fight. I don't think I would. Produce without possessing. That's becoming very important to me. Yes, they do, Kim. People not related fight. But people that have the same viewpoint about their source probably don't. You're still talking about people with worldly views. Change your viewpoint. Give without expecting. And don't be victimized by the expectations of others. I spent a life victimized by the expectations of others. Not poor woe is me victim. I fell right into it. I didn't know any better. I didn't have a holistic, mentally healthy point of view. Give without expecting. And don't be victimized by the expectations of others. Practice feeling safe and protected. Live each day trusting the hidden virtue that's both within you and that caused you. Is it 10 o'clock? Keep in mind that the feeling of being secure, shielded, and nurtured won't come from anything that you might possess. Instead, it's going to arise when you know that you're in constant contact with a virtuous power that lies within every cell of your being. This hidden force is responsible for your very presence. You sprang into existence by virtue of the Tao. And while your every breath and action aren't commanded to do so, they nevertheless pay homage to your inner life. That power is in my hands as I say these words. It's in your eyes as you read comments. Trust it. Feel safe in the force that remains hidden. This is all that you need to feel complete. I've got to run. Thanks for the reminder. I'm about 5 minutes off on my clock here. Thank you for the reminder. A little scattered message this morning. But I'm feeling it deeply personally. All the expectations that are piled on us, we pile them on people around us because of the viewpoints that we start out with. Change my viewpoint, change my view of the world, change my view of every other single human. I want to love. I want to produce, not possess. I want to rid myself of possessions and keep on producing until it's time to move on to another cycle. 4 things. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personal. Oh, we've been talking about expectations all morning. Don't make assumptions and have expectations. It comes up so many times in so many ways every single day. And you can plug in, go up, I'm in the middle of a third agreement, violating my own third agreement right now. Do your best. Thank you guys for being here. I got to roll. I'm going to scroll you guys out of here. And then I'm going to go to class. 68-year-old guy. And I can't wait to go to class. I feel pretty young, you guys. Nippy, Captain Obvious, Billy D, Mike Barball, Sammy P, Sharon Sanum, Derek Anderson, HB, Nippy, Jesus Christ in Australia, Jessie Girl, good morning, Kim, great questions this morning, Derek Anderson, Kenny, Aaron, Mr. Phillips, and Joe G's, and Captain Obvious, good morning, Cap, Cleany, and Billy D, and Pidgey Page, and Niff, and who else? I'm scrolling quick. Red Boy the Mexican, good morning, Red Boy. Mr. Marmars, I gotta get out of here. Derek Anderson, Mello, have a very, very nice day. Sarah Bear, big hugs. Green Table, Granny, Joe D's, Joe D's. Granny's saying your donation gift is on its way this afternoon. I just got him your address, so it's not his fault that it's delayed. It's my fault. Cyber Jolie, Derek Anderson, Kim, Captain Obvious, Who else? Who else is here? Zozo LSD. And I'm scrolling. B. Hendrix. And Wazzy. I'm gonna behave in class. I'm one of those good boys in school. Ronnie Real. Melissa, thank you for being here. Who else is here? Quick, Bobs, let's go. Laura Divine. Laura, you have a divine day. And Pops Peace. Change your viewpoint. Change your viewpoint. Know who the real mother is and where you really came from. And start looking at the rest of humanity through that viewpoint. You'll know a lot more peace. I promise you. I'm working on it personally. And I already see an improvement in my mental health and in my personal self-image. It feels a lot better to not be judging and criticizing other people the way I have always done. It feels a lot better. I won't even do them on memes anymore. Learning, progressing, and heading home to the mother for my next cycle. You guys go have a beautiful day. Pops, peace, love. Out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time. Same much channel. Have a beautiful day.